Shifting focus for now, President Donald Trump seems to have changed the rules for American military raids and airstrikes. Now, this change allows the military basically to target more people. According to CBS News, Trump has lifted the limits on American commanders. And now they can authorize airstrikes and special operation raids in areas that are not traditional battlefields. A very crucial development that basically expands the number of people who can be targeted. And now here's why it matters as well. This quietly taken decision would basically end the guidelines set by former President Joe Biden and return to the more aggressive counterterrorism policies that Trump put in place during his first term. Just earlier this month, during his first overseas trip, the Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, reportedly signed a directive that eases the rules for airstrikes and the deployment of American commandos. And he did this during a meeting with top U.S. military leaders from the U.S. Africa Command in Germany. This new directive gives American military commanders more freedom to decide who to target. It reduces strict controls and oversights over airstrikes and raids by American Special Operation Forces. During former President Biden's tenure, airstrikes typically focused on the senior leadership of terrorist organizations. And now it seems that the Trump administration wants to expand that scope. Now, according to government officials cited by CBS News, Trump's approach carries both risks as well as rewards. Rewards because the streamlined process can potentially degrade foreign terrorist organizations' capabilities faster, given the lower threshold required to strike and the widened target selection as well. It could be risky because it inherently raises the risk of flawed decisions and unintended civilian casualties. Potential targets? Many. As the new directive expands the scope of what commanders can actually do, Islamist armed group Al-Shabaab in Somalia and the Houthis in Yemen were reportedly discussed as potential targets. But it's not clear if the other U.S. combatant commands around the world were also given the same directive. Just to be clear here, the Pentagon is yet to release a statement or comment regarding this decision. Typically, American military airstrikes are categorized into two main types: deliberate and defensive. Just to break this down, deliberate airstrikes follow strict processes and regulations, involving thorough reviews by military lawyers to confirm that targets are legal combatants under international law. And what this basically does is ensure a reduction in civilian casualties and prevents mistakenly targeting innocent people. Defensive airstrikes, on the other hand, are used in urgent situations where U.S. or allied forces are in immediate danger from enemy attacks. And these can be authorized by the combatant command without needing approval from the executive branch. According to a leaked classified study from 2013, the Obama administration had a detailed approval process for drone strikes in Yemen and Somalia. Strikes required confirmation of the target's membership in a terrorist organization, thorough independent intelligence, projected minimal civilian casualties, and no contradictory information. A task force had to gain unanimous approval for the strikes, meaning even one dissenting voice would halt the entire operation. During Trump's term, similar provisions were in place, but with some exceptions, especially in Afghanistan. It's unclear if these same rules still apply under current directives. Remember, this new decision to expand the military strike authority follows a period of personnel changes in the Pentagon. Top legal officials for the Air Force, Army, the Navy have been dismissed by the Trump administration. Although these officials were traditionally seen as apolitical, they held a wide range of responsibilities, including overseeing criminal cases involving rank and file personnel, and ensuring that senior military leaders adhere to international laws of armed conflict. On Monday, the U.S. Defense Secretary defended their removal, stating that it was necessary to eliminate any potential roadblocks to orders given by the Commander-in-Chief. So what happens next is the immediate question. As Trump plans to address the broader crisis in West Asia and the Russia-Ukraine war as well, this decision seems to align with his peace through strength approach. As for how successful this strategy really will be, only time will tell. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.